All right, here we go. How's everybody doing? It's been maybe a month and a half, something like that since I made a video. I was opening some Middle Earth CCG, collecting some cards. And while I've been at work the last, I don't know, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, or something like that, I've been kind of ordering some more booster packs here and there, keeping an eye on a few things. I actually just ordered a Ringwraith Challenge deck, so I'm excited for that to get here. That one is Seducing Nations of Men, and I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. It was a Ringwraith Challenge deck. I wanted to learn kind of the Ringwraith side of things, or like the minion or the minion side of things. And jumping into the like a Ringwraith deck seemed like a good way. I was chatting with a few people on YouTube, I think, and he mentioned like, yeah, get a challenge deck that is not one of the originals, or maybe it is one of the originals, I'm not sure, but a Ringwraith challenge deck. And he said that's a cheap way to get your feet wet, and then to know if you want to commit to maybe some like lidless eye expansion stuff. So that's in the mail right now, and the only reason I landed on Seducing Nations of Men was I don't know. I think the name is cool, and that was pretty much the deciding factor. Like there was a couple of them, I think, and that's the one I just was like, oh, that sounds pretty neat. Maybe that'll be a cool theme to play through. So, anyways, here we are. I don't have that. It's coming, I think, tomorrow or the next day. But I have all of my all the stuff I've ordered over the past month and a half or so. So I got this. I already know what this is. Just two copies of the same card, which I'll show in a second. I think this is also a couple of the same card, maybe. I know this came from, I think it's from Australia. Yep, Australia. This one took a couple months to get here. I had ordered it on eBay and then chatted back and forth with the guy I ordered it from. And there was a reason he didn't send it right away. He's trying to keep it cheap for me. I think I had bid on a different card and kind of waiting for that bid to end. And he was going to send them both in one package. I can't remember. I don't think I won it though. So I don't know. At some point when I was working, I got an email from him saying that he went ahead and sent it. So that's a couple cards right there. So 1, 2. I got a few boosters in here. 3 boosters in here. 4 boosters in here. 5 and a few boosters in this one. 6. So that's cool. 6 packages to open up. I might just open them all on camera now, get an idea what we got going on for boosters, and then what we have to look forward to opening some cards in the future. First off, the first ones that I got, these are cool. I think these might be from the Wizard set, but I wanted a few more undead cards, and I was scrolling through eBay, and I found these, and I'm sure these are probably like $8 a piece or something like that. Nothing too crazy, but and they're not crazy special. They're Borrow Whites though, and they don't have a body, but they have a prowess of 12, so they have a decent prowess for a creature. And just real quick, they're pretty short card text. Undead, 1 strike. After the attack, each character wounded by Borrow White makes a corruption check modified by -2. Now, that the card art. Let's take it out of there so you guys can actually see it. I'm sure you all know what a Borrow White looks like in this card game. People that are actually watching this video probably are aware anyways. But the Borrow White, I taped him shut. The Borrow White was from Fellowship of the Ring, so the first of the Lord of the Rings series. It's kind of the first adventure that Frodo and Sam and all those hobbits have. They wander through like the Old Forest, I think, and a Borrow White gets his hands on, like Frodo wanders into one of their one of the Borrows, I think is what it's called, or one of their little lairs, and he almost gets taken by it. I think they all do, but then I think like Tom Bombadil saves them, from what I remember. Something like that. It's around the time Tom Bombadil pops in. But let's see this picture. I really liked it. Like I mentioned in the previous videos, the card art will sell me, even if it's just a common or an uncommon card. Um, I'm not above buying it just because if I really like the card art for it. And I saw this one, and this was one that like, okay, this I could utilize this in my current adventure deck. It's an undead, which I have about a third of my enemies are undead. And I'll say this about them when I actually get to play them against my company. They do damage. They're hard. They're like undead aren't easy if you're facing them, or at least in my deck. Probably not the most efficient deck. Probably not the best at playing, but I just do it for the fun of the adventure. And then also another big theme in my deck is I definitely do have a lot of hazard, like permanent events and hazard short events that utilize corruption checks, and so it's actually often how I lose the game or how I'll lose characters is because of corruption checks. So this was almost like the best of both worlds, a borrow white, and then also because of his text, he's got pretty good prowess, and then anybody, what was it? Any character wounded by this card has to do a corruption check of -2. So I bought myself 2 of them. I've started doing 2, and actually now that I know that you can have 3 of the same card in your deck, now probably if I'm going to buy a card, knowing that like, oh, this will work well in the deck that I have built. If they're not too expensive, like I'll probably buy 3, so I could at least put 2 in my deck and then keep 1 like in its package. Try to keep it pretty nice. I bought 2 of these ones, thinking to keep 1 nice and then put 1 in the deck, which an undead, which as often as I play them, which is not very often, that'll probably work just fine, because having 3 of these in my deck will end up mostly being just burner cards, like discard cards, because a lot of times I'm not spending much time in like Ruins and Lairs, or I'm sorry, Shadow Holds or Dark Holds. I'm not spending much time in there, so seems to be that's where most undead are able to be played. So 1 would be just fine in my deck, but that's why I bought those 2. And I loved the card art on it, of course, which sold me on it. Like, yeah, I got to have that card. And who knows? I think this is from the Wizards. I'm pretty sure it's from the Wizards, that original release, but I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that. And then let's see. Dude, it's been so long, the Australia. I don't know what... I'm not really sure what I bought from this guy. I could look on eBay, but I thought it'd be funner just to open it and then, catch it on camera or something. Just kind of, it's funner that way, maybe. For me, anyways. I don't really know how to open this, though. This is like this was from a different country, so it's definitely wrapped up pretty good. But let's see. All right. So this will be cool. Hopefully it's something neat. Sure it is if I bought it from Australia. Okay. Seems to be everything in there. They definitely wrap them up good. This seems to be a common theme with guys I buy these on eBay, is they double up on cardboard, which is appreciated. So anybody that's watching this that I'm buying cards from, yeah, keep it up. I like it. Have to get my little letter opener knife. Okay. Okay, let's see. Well, yeah, just 1 card. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember buying this. Now, this is going to be interesting because I don't know. I think this is actually from the Balrog set. I think. Well, I'm going to feel dumb if it's from the Wizards. I should really do a little bit of, like, more research before I make a video. Don't want to give bad information. But I really liked this card. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a card that, like, if I was playing a Ring Wraith deck, like if I was being the Ring Wraith instead of like the Fellowship Party, it's probably for like one of those hazard decks. But so Thong of Fire. Yeah, Thong of Fire. That's weird. I think you can see that. But I bought it. Make sure you can get a visual on it without it being blurry. So let's read it. So +1 prowess, +1 body. Unique horde item. It's a weapon. May only be borne by a character with a prowess of 6 or more. Warrior only. +1 body, +1 prowess. If bearer chooses not to tap against a strike, he receives no prowess penalty. If bearer chooses not to tap against a strike, he receives no prowess penalty. Cool. Yeah, so that's a good card. I would assume that this would have to be played on like in a deck where you're like, yeah, you're the Ring Wraith guys. Now, I bought it because my deck is not really like, it's not like I'm playing in a tournament or something. So it's like, dude, this is cool. I could like put this in a deck, get it, and then like give it to my wizard or something like that. As long as my wizard's a warrior, which I'm pretty sure all of them have warrior class on the card. But because it's like it's a pretty good card because of the effects it has. Not crazy bonuses, but it's that last little. If bear chooses not to tap against a strike, he receives no prowess penalty. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's phenomenal. The more I think about it, that's great. So I thought, well, man, I throw that in my deck, and even though I'm not playing like a Ring Wraith or a Balrog or anything, that's got to be from the Balrog set. I'm pretty sure it is. I probably paid $10 at least. Well, actually, after shipping from Australia, this is probably a $50 card for me. I couldn't tell you what I paid. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, that's exciting. That's cool. Thong of Fire. So I got into this kind of little phase after buying all these expansion packs. I really still want a few more. I've been eyeballing. There's a sale on eBay. There's a guy selling 3 expansion booster boxes and 1 starter deck. And the 3 expansion booster boxes he's selling, I've bought multiple The Dragons booster boxes in the past, but I would like to have one more, and I just wouldn't open it all at once just to have, and once in a while when I feel like opening some cards, maybe I'd open that up or open a few boosters out of that one up. But the other 2 included in that sale are Dark Minions booster box, which I mentioned in the last video. I'd like to buy a booster box of those. And the Wizards is an unlimited, so it's the ugly blue borders, but kind of sounds like that's going to be what I'm going to be able to get my hands on. So the Wizards, Dark Minions, and the Dragons. So basically 3 sets, all 3 sets that I want all 3 of them, and a starter deck, and he's selling them all for $650, I think is what it was, which if you do the math and look up what each one of those is going for, if you were to buy them separate, that is it's a killer deal, actually. It's a really good deal. I think of those 3, the cheapest expansion box would be the Dragons. And so if you just were to do the Dark Minions and the Wizards in a starter deck by itself, it'd probably be around $550, $600, just those 2 expansion boxes, not counting a starter deck and a whole nother the Dragons starter deck, or I'm sorry, the Dragons expansion box or booster box. So another cool one, anyways. Thong of Fire. I like that. Let's put it over here with the Borrow Whites. Now let's start digging into these booster boxes. Or these are all going to be multiple boosters, I believe. Yeah, multiple booster packs. Which is cool because I think they're going to be the Wizards and Dark Minions, but we're going to get a good count on what we got here, and then maybe open a couple by the time we're done. Waiting for the Wizard packs. You guys saw me open 3 of the Dark Minion ones, which is great. I would love to still open more and kind of expand that facet of my collection, but I am excited to start opening some of the Wizard packs. And this looks like Dark Minions. They do a good job wrapping this stuff. Like, it's not really overkill, and it's just enough that it's like, it's appreciated, the effort to keep the cards in good condition and not damaged, or these booster bags not damaged. Okay, yep. So we got 3. Oh, I'm excited. 4 of the Dark Minion booster packs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that starts that. Just set them right here. So that's cool. 4 of those. Okay. Let's open this one. Oh my goodness. And then sometimes they feel a little overkill. This is like a eBay bag. Oh, cool. Okay. I forgot. I was talking about still wanting some Dragon booster box, and I forgot I found a pretty good deal on a few just singles. I didn't feel like spending $150 to buy a whole expansion box, so I found a decent deal on some of these. I think they were like $4 a piece or something when I bought so many of them, which is why I decided on 4, because I got 50 cents off each or something like that. So I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 of boosters of the dragon. So that's cool. So we got 4 dark minions, 4 boosters of the dragons. Next little eBay bag here. So we got to be getting to those wizard packs here soon, which is really kind of what I'm excited to tear into, because I've never actually opened one of those. I don't even know if I bought any of the wizards when I originally bought these when I was like 13 or something like that. I don't remember buying any of the wizard booster packs. I'd have to find those old cards, that bag of old cards that I've mentioned in previous videos, to be able to go through them and see what I had, and then I have to look the cards up to see what sets they're from. And even now, well, because, you know, back then, obviously, I was a kid and wasn't separating sets. I was just putting all of my cards together. And actually, I still am doing that. So it's something I've been meaning to address, but I'm going to have to get a card list, because at this point, I've got some of them in bulk are separated, like the white hand, but there's definitely going to be a few of the dragons mixed in there. And then same with the dragons. I maybe have a box that has mostly the dragons in it. But I would say that either way, I'd have to go through painstakingly and tally up, have a reference sheet of packs or of expansions, and have to okay, this card's over with the wizards, this card's over with the dragons, this is the dark minions. I have to do that with well over 1,000 cards now. I've got a pretty decent little collection. Okay, so there we go. There's our first 3 wizards booster packs. 1, 2, 3. And I have a feeling that this last little bag that I have is also the wizards. It's either the wizards or more dark minions. I kind of hope it's... At this point, I got 4 dark minions, 4 the dragon, and 3 wizards. So obviously, really hoping it's the wizards. I'll be happy with either though, because of the fun of opening boosters. Even the dragons, I haven't opened those in a while, so I'm kind of excited to open them up. I'm not sure. So one of my key characters in my adventure deck is Thrain. Thrain the Second or something like that. They have some weird titles for him. It's probably like Lord of the Rings accurate, but I don't really know the significance of, I've seen Aragorn. I think Aragorn 2 is what he's called. I would assume that'd be Aragorn the Second. Guess there was an Aragorn before him. I don't really know that much of the Lord of the Rings lore. But actually, I think I got him right here. Now that I mention it, I got my deck right here. Yeah, so this is kind of my main character in my adventure deck. Yeah, Thrain 2. And +3 direct influence against dwarves and dwarf factions. Now, a big facet of play in my play deck is I go around and gather factions. And his little co-pilot I'll start the adventure with, or the game with, is Balin, I think, of the dwarves. So he gets +3 direct influence against dwarves and dwarf factions, so it works out really well for, if I'm going around getting factions. I think I have the dwarves of the Iron Hills. It's some kind of faction. I think that's a faction. I can't remember exactly, but it's one of the ones that if I have it in my hand, I'll kind of prioritize that to go get it, because it's an easy marshalling point grab. But I like that card, Thrain. I would love to pull another one of him, and I think he's out of the dragons. Not 100%. But, let's see. Really kind of hoping for the wizards. Got a whole nother bag here. Let's check it out. It's kind of like Christmas. You guys get to see me open all these bags. Like the stepkids at Christmas. You get to watch me open all the presents. All right, right on. Cool. Oh, and even this. I must have got a deal on these too. This is 5 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 packs of the Wizards. So I ended up, of those 6 little envelopes to open, I ended up with the most of the Wizards, which is awesome because I don't have any. And really, can't remember how many cards are in these. I think 15. So right there is a good little start to a collection of the Wizard set, which is great. Which I already have some anyways from a lot I had bought in before. But, you know, this is like the official start. So let's start with, let's just open one of these Wizards real quick. And maybe I'll end the video there. But you kind of have an idea of what you're going to see me open. Maybe if I make another video before I have to go back to work. Maybe I'll open like one of each. I don't know. Let's just see. So we're starting with the Wizards. Let's see what we got. We didn't go through all that to not open a booster, you know? So, come on. These are old packs. I can tell by how the little booster is opening. So who knows? That'd be cool. Maybe I'll get lucky and pull something really cool. First thing I look at is like a region. I don't even use that movement. Southern Mirkwood. Anduin Vales. Okay, well, I'm already noticing a trend. So that first set, I don't know if the following sets have region cards, just because I've collected everything other than the Wizard sets, and I've never pulled a region card. So I'm kind of assuming that these region cards were included in the Wizards, which was the very first set that was ever released. And, you know, it's assumed that if you have all these regions from that first set, you don't need to keep collecting region cards for the following sets that they release, like the Dark Minions and the Dragons. I'm also aware that I think the region cards are pretty unnecessary. I think most players would use the map. And I don't even know. That was the first 3 cards. So I'm not sure what... These are uncommon, I guess. I don't know how the very first set was broken up. Tempting Friendship. +4 to an influence attempt against a faction. See, that might be the rare, for all I know, because it seems like a pretty stout card. +4 to an influence attempt against a faction. So not even a specific faction, but any faction. Again, that could be great in my deck after that faction talk we just had. Another region. Wold and Foothills, which I have that card already, I know. Oh, maybe this is my rare. We got Pippin. I don't know if he's a rare card or not. Which is good because I don't have him, so that's awesome. Any of these Wizard sets that I do own, it's from that lot that I bought. And I know I don't have Pippin, so that's pretty cool. Even if it's not the rare, I like that. Let's see what is... I was actually wanting to maybe make a little adventure deck where I did more of a Hobbit adventure. So that works out good. That's pretty cool. Looks like he's holding the Palantir. She wasn't supposed to touch, but he did in the books. So, unless he is one of the starting characters, he may only be brought into play at his home site. All of his corruption checks are modified by +2. That is cool. He might become a little hobbit in my game. Dwarven Ring of Thelur's Tribe. I have that one. It's actually in my deck, I believe. Awaken the Earth's Fire. That's an environment card. I enjoy environment cards. I think they're kind of cool. Modify the prowess of 1 auto attack. Add a Shadow Hold or Dark Hold. Sight by +2. Yeah. Alternatively, if Doors of Night is in play, treat 1 Shadow Hold as a Dark Domain or 1 Shadow Hold as a Dark Hold until the end of the turn. Cannot be duplicated. I have a couple cards that are similar to this. They're in my deck, and they'll turn like a Shadow Hold or a Dark Hold into a Ruins and Lairs. And that is where, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it'll turn a Ruins and Lairs into a Dark Hold or a Shadow Hold, because that's one of the big ways that I actually get, as the hazard player of the turn, that's actually one of the big ways that I'm able to play any undead cards. So now I have similar cards to that, and I think they're underrated cards. Well, I can't say that because I never played in a tournament sort of deal, but as far as me looking at cards, which one I'll put in my deck, I didn't realize how valuable cards like that would be. So it is pretty cool. I think those cards where you can change any card that can change the region type or the terrain type or whatever it would be called are actually, I think, pretty valuable, or they can be. Variage Camp. Don't know what that is. Not intrigued by the card art enough to look. Oh, it's just a location. Shield of Ironbound Ash. Pretty common. Dreams of Lore. Oh, Cave Drake. That's cool. Always love dragons. Fair Gold Ring. Always useful, I suppose, if you're going after rings. Excuse me. Fair Travels in Wilderness. All right, so that's my very first wizard pack. Yeah, the regions really kind of ruined that for me. That sucks. Let's do another one of those because... Actually, let's just do one of each. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, Dark Minions. Do one of these. Maybe this will be a little more eventful. I like the Pippin card. He was all right. Plus, it's the first set. I noticed the card art in the Wizards is, if you compare it to any of the later expansions, it's a little lacking. Especially as you get into the later, like Against the Shadow or the Balrog. That some like even the common cards in the Balrog, from what I've seen, are just phenomenal artwork. Okay, so that was the Wizards pack. This will be Dark Minions. The Undergates, which is cool. Ivik, he's an agent. I don't know if I have him or not. I definitely have a few agents that kind of have a similar look, but I don't know that that he's one that I actually possess at this time. Endless Whispers, probably have that at this point. Aware of Their Ways. Opponent reveals 4 cards at random from his discard pile. You may choose a non-unique one and remove it from play. Opponent discards the other 3. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Is this my rare? How many cards deep was I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I might be wrong here, but you guys can fill me in. Durin's Bane. I don't know if that's... Dude, that's a Balrog. Unique manifestation of Balrog of Moria. Balrog. 2 strikes. All body checks resulting from a successful strike are modified by +1. May be played at the Undergates and at all of its adjacent sites. If Doors of Night is in play, Durin's Bane may be played at any Underdeep site. Man, I think that's probably my rare, and that's an awesome card. Hopefully you got a good look at that. I'm going to have to look that one up because I feel like that might be a really good pull. Cool. We'll see. There you go. I like that. I actually kind of like the idea of buying these boosters in little groups like this rather than buying a whole box, because I do feel like the expansion boxes that I've bought in, I'll get the box and I'll start opening pack after pack, and it's like of course you get repeats of the common cards, but it's like I see a lot of repeats of the same rares in that box, and I've always wondered, like, maybe that whatever is packaged up and then put in that box, it's like, I don't know, if you run the risk of it's just like the whole box is kind of lacking in the rares that it has, like I don't know, you're getting repeats of the same rares. I don't know how all that works, how packaging works for like card manufacturers, but getting these from different sources on eBay, it's almost like you kind of get you cast a wider net from where those expansion or those booster packs are coming from. So you might have 4 booster packs. Like I got 5 Wizards booster packs, but they could be from 4 different boxes. You know what I mean? So that might be cool. Yeah, I'm certain that that's my rare. So that's the 5th card in. Let's look at it one more time because I feel like that's a really cool pull. Durin's Bane, it's called. It's the manifestation, a manifestation of Balrog of Moria. Cool, awesome, really happy with that. Dialis, just some chick. Bet she's an agent. Yep, unique agent. When You Know More, we've seen that one. Enduring Tales, we've seen that one. Which Might Be Lies. We've seen that one. Yeah, I'm still stuck on Durin's Bane. That's really cool. Secret Ways. Good Sense. Yeah, we've seen all these ones. I'll just show them to you for good measure. Hundreds of Butterflies. Kind of just get through these. 2 or 3 tribes present. I always love this card art. I think the artist did a really good job of capturing like a sunset with a bunch of goblins or orcs in front of it. It just looks pretty cool. A little bit of realism almost. Sudden Fury and Leaf Brooch. All right, so Durin's Bane. That's a good pull from here. I like it. You guys can comment and tell me if it's any good. I'm going to look it up, actually. All right, so let's go ahead and do one of these dragons boosters. Maybe we'll pull another cool one. I'm actually excited. I would love it if I pulled another Thrain. I think that would be a really cool one to pull. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the day will come when it'll be really hard to find boosters. Hopefully it's maybe the sellers on eBay will just keep trickling them in for the next 20 years and I'll die before that day comes. But all right, Winged Fire Drake. I guess that's an uncommon. Galdor. I've probably got 10 copies of that idiot. Bow of Dragonhorn. 2, 3. That's the 3rd card in. Rumor of Wealth. Playable. I'm just going to read it because interested in it. Playable on a Ruins and Lairs that is not a Dragon's Lair. Any one Dragon Hazard creature except Aracrax may be played and does not count against the hazard limit. Ooh, that's not bad. At the site during the site phase this turn after the successful play of a major or greater item. So let me reread that because I think I botched it. Any one Dragon Hazard creature may be played and does not count against the hazard limit at the site during the site phase this turn after the successful play of a major or greater item. Okay, cool. During the site phase. Yeah, okay, that's a cool card. Actually, I like that. That might find its way into my deck. That might be the rare, too. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or no, that's the uncommon. They changed between these packs, these sets, they changed the order in which the rare is. So the last one I pulled that Durin's Bane from Dark Minions. It was the 5th card in, and then behind the 5th card, the little rule book was. This one, they used the rule book to separate. So 1, 2, 3, 4 uncommons, rule book, and I think the 5th card is the rare, and it's Baranax at Home, which I think I have this one. I may not though. I'll have to look. I do try to keep these ones home. The Smog at Home, Baranax at Home. There's a bunch of different dragons that they have a version of this card for them, and I have a couple of them, but maybe I don't have Baranax at Home. So let's see what it does. Unique. Unless Baranax at Hunt is in play, over Hollow has an additional automatic attack. Dragon, 2 strikes at 15, 7 prowess. Or 15 prowess, 7 body. In addition, the hazard limit against any company facing 1 or more animal hazard creature attacks is increased by 1. So cool. That's the rare there, I think. Which I might not have that one. I probably do, just because of the amount of the dragon sets that I have. Light Drake. I don't think I've opened a dragon set on here, so we'll go through all of these. Something of silver. I don't even know how to say that. Refuge. Forode. Dragon's Blood. Let's show it to you. I use this card too in my deck. Playable on a character facing a dragon or drake strike. That's why I have that in my deck, because often I go to a lot of sites that have a lot of automatic dragon attacks, and also dragons in my deck to fight. So, or land drakes or whatever they are. Playable on a character facing a dragon or drake strike before the dice are rolled to resolve the strike. If the strike fails, the target character must make a body check modified by -1 if he has armor, by -1 if he has a shield, and by -1 if he has a helmet. Cannot be duplicated on a given character. I'll say this, if you're facing that and you have -1 for every one of those items, you're also stacked with corruption points. So hopefully you won't be facing more than like a -2 penalty on that thing. A Short Rest, Dwarven Horde, tap a dwarf at a dark hold or shadow hold. The site is considered to contain a horde until the end of the turn. That's something I need to look up too. I had read somewhere any site that it could have just been house rules sort of deal that I was reading online. Any site that has a dragon automatic attack is considered a horde item site. So like as long as you go to a site, as long as it has a dragon or a drake automatic attack, you can play horde items there. Now that might be ridiculous and it has to specify can play horde items at this site. But that's how I've been playing in my deck, which is why I end up like dealing with a lot of dragon or drake strikes or attacks. So maybe that's house rules that I was reading, because it was just somebody's kind of Word document blueprint phase to phase on how to play that I read. And maybe that was kind of like this is how we play it, just so you have more opportunity to play like horde items. Because right now my deck is riddled with horde items. It has a lot of horde items in it. So Carrion Birds, Secret News, and Insight Denizens. All right. Well, that's all for now. That's pretty cool. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the Wizard expansions, which kind of disappointed just because I'm going to be pulling a bunch of those region cards, and I don't use regional movement. I use site to site. So it's kind of like even more, it's not just the common cards I'm pulling that it's like, oh, I got a bunch of repeats. I know I'm going to get 3 or 4 or a couple at least region cards that I'm going to pull that I just like they may as well be garbage, dude. But then we got 3 of the Dark Minions expansions, and we have 3 more of the dragons. And I just realized that Wizard expansion booster pack that I opened has the black borders, and from what I understand, the black borders means it's from a limited expansion box or booster box. So that's pretty cool. That's another thing. I can't find any expansion boxes for sale of the Wizard set that is limited. They're all unlimited. Yep, limited edition booster pack. So the limited have the black border all around, and then if it's the unlimited, it'll look like the same pack, but it'll say unlimited on it. Those have this really ugly blue border. It's kind of a light off blue. It's terrible. It looks stupid. Like I hate it. A bunch of the cards I bought in that lot have that blue border. I literally avoid putting them in my deck because I hate looking at them. But yeah, so actually that's 1 limited. Cool. Oh yeah, see, here you go. Now that I know, I'll be looking for that when I buy these. So you can see right here, it says limited on that one. But then these 3 that I got are actually of the unlimited variety. So yeah, next time if I buy these, I will be double checking and making sure that I'm buying limited if they're available, so I don't have to look at that stupid blue border. But that's all we got for now. So go ahead and wrap this up. Call it a night. Take care. Thanks for watching.